Hello, everybody. Welcome to Challenge Accepted. I am Alex Florez, aka Kamisazi, back from a few days getting bit by mosquitoes, sleeping on the hard ground when an air mattress explodes in a tent at 2 in the morning, being a little bit too warm and a little bit too cold at the same time, a little bit moist. There's a reason we invented houses, but we still have fun. My daughter's had a blast up in New Hampshire's White Mountains, hanging out in nature, taking a shower to immediately walk through wet grass, get it all over my feet. You know how to get the mosquitoes to leave you alone? Asks the original cookie. You eat them while mean mugging the rest. Assert your primal dominance. I feel like I've killed enough mosquitoes, but I've never, to my knowledge, eaten any. So, you know, I, I, I don't know. Maybe that works. Maybe that works. I'm not sure I want to try it, though. How's it going, Garnikin? So you ended up needing a vacation from the vacation? Yes. I can't hear the music at all. Hold on. I like being able to hear the music. Is that loud for you guys? It's not loud for me at all. Oh, here we go. Because I had it turned down over my mixer. There we go. That should work. Yeah, getting back from vacation and like immediately being like, I need to get on a computer. That's not a problem, is it? Right? Needing to get in a game right away. You can't hear music at all. You can only hear your voice. You should be able to hear a little bit of music just kind of softly in the background. I turned it up a little bit. Let me know if you're not hearing it at all. We're starting a little bit late because I've been fiddling with the audio settings trying to figure out the ever problematic panda voice echo we have during the news. Trying to get it to work so I don't have to fiddle with the audio settings while live. It'd be ideal. No music at all. No. Hold on. Property. I think I know what I can fix there at least. Music. There you go. Now you should be able to hear it. There it is. Alright. Hey, the yoke's on you. VoxEdit, I don't know if I already said hi. I don't remember. Nervex. The BitFox. Welcome, everybody. Let's troubleshoot what was going on with this experience last time. So, last stream, we got everything all set up. We launched. And then we noticed all of this. I forgot to set up any of that. We were in a little bit of a rush. That picture keeps disappearing. It's always that one. I think it's always that one. It's there, but oh, we got a few more missing. Where'd they go? They were there before. And another one. Alright, we'll figure it out. So we did this whole potion quest, and it worked in testing. You know, we should put on the multiplayer simulator. And I think it's going to work with the multiplayer simulator on, but in the context of the game client, our teleporter zaps us up to the rooftop just for a split second and then zaps us back to where we were. And I don't know why it's doing that. It's a little weird. So let's see if we can figure out what's going on there and if we can fix it. I know the teleporter works because I've seen it working in other games. But maybe there's something weird going on with multiplayer, single player interactions, because we do spawn this potion with a single player quest, which may be part of the issue. But what's funny is that it does actually teleport us there. It just immediately zaps us back. So maybe there's some other thing going on in there. We get our potion. Alright. Takes us to our rooftop party, as we would expect. And then I wonder, maybe we're accidentally... I don't think it does the timer. Let's take a look at what's actually happening live in the game. So let's open up the game client and see what's actually happening. Maybe it was just a temporary thing. Who knows? So let's go to Wizzy the Green's City Garden. Hit play. And we'll try to clean up all this other stuff too when we republish. I feel like my lights aren't as bright as they normally are. Maybe my screen's darker. No, my screen's all the way up. Oh, okay, good. All the pictures are working here. Most of them. That's an improvement. You know, some of these images are really big, like high resolution. So maybe the caching is struggling to get everything downloaded that it needs. Alright, and let's go ahead and get our Smurf berries. And zap over. Yeah, it does it so fast. Oop. It gives no time there at all. Buenos dias, Roxy Miguel. Alright, where's Oh, was that another issue we were encountering? We're not getting more Smurf berries. Oh, okay, we got a Smurf berry there. I think maybe I was just spamming it too fast. Alright. Zap. It doesn't even get me all the way there. It starts the process and then zaps me right back. Like a rubber band. Hey, Team Sebga, how's it going? Alright, so we can see that there's an issue there. While we're here... okay, we did confirm that this quest works before. You can tell it's grayed out, meaning we completed it. So that's all fine. We did notice there was collision on this dude here, so we gotta fix that. Are there any other issues that we encountered? that was the main bit of it. Let's double check our lighting here. We should be able to turn off the display lights. I noticed the frames that don't have anything in them are really bright for some reason. And then we can turn the lights back on, get a little illumination in there. And then this, I believe, does still take us to Spider Arc eventually. There it goes. Cancel that. Collision on an NPC, I think, from what I remembered. Yep, that was definitely an issue. So let's see. That's an easy to fix one. Let's see who's got collision on. Baby Fox does not have collision. Let's see. Where is the Baby Fox? Raccoon Quest, maybe? Baby Fox. Fox Rider Raccoon, you've got collisions. Shame on you. You are fixed now. Easy. Alright, let's see what is up with potion logic here. So this is just the spawner. It's spawning Smurfberry potion. It is a single player asset spawner. And our preset, I believe, is all multiplayer stuff. Because it has to be. Alright. Yep, no behavior, multiplayer avatar teleportation, multiplayer indicator, multiplayer health. Oh, what did the health do? That was just the interact message to destroy it. That part all seems to be working. The teleporter takes us to a roof spawner. And the roof spawner is this one right here. There's no logic on it, so I don't see a reason why it shouldn't work. So I'm guessing that it has to do something with this being spawned by a single player asset. So what we're going to try to do is we're going to see if this still behaves that way when it's not spawned by a single player. We're eliminating issues, or we're going to try to. So let's get a test link here. Hopefully this gives us the same behavior as what the game client does. We're going to copy. And if you'd like to try joining me, you can join from that link. Have you put a teleporter on an NFT display frame? I did, and it made the game crash. Interesting. I have not tried that. That would definitely be something worth reporting. There is a built-in report tool that you can access from... Well, in a live experience, you can access it from the escape menu, which I'll show you in a second. You can also get it from the login screen on the Game Maker. There's a little bit of text down here at the bottom that will, and you can kind of see it flash there for a second, but if you're on the login screen on the Game Maker, there's a form there. But I would actually go to docs.sandbox.game, and I'm trying to remember what the actual page is called, but there's like a support page that has a bunch of different links, and one of them will take you to our Jira form, and I can actually just link that to you. And that's the best place to give reports, because I can give a report on your behalf, but it's more effective coming from you, because if there are any follow-up questions, then if my coworker has to ask me, and then I have to ask you, and then you tell me, and then I tell them. This way you get to talk to them directly. They'll email you and be like, hey, we need more information. What happens when you do this? Or, show us what your settings are on that, or whatever the case may be. And they can look into the problem a lot deeper. Let me find that link real quick. Here it is. It's kind of a weird looking link. It's public.jsm.sandbox.game/service desk/customers/portals. It is legit. And that will it's a whole form. So this is what it looks like. You click this report a bug, and then you fill out your info. If you don't have a studio, you don't have to put a name there. Just put a quick summary. Say if it's, what situation you're getting the issue in, which version you're using. Should be 0.10.10 is the current version. And then all the text that you need, you can paste in screenshots. I think you can even upload video clips. You can put text logs if you have that. And then describe what is happening, but what you expect to happen. So you'd expect that you would teleport without a crash, but you're getting a crash. The steps to go through to get to the issue that you're encountering, and then reproducibility rate and percentage. So you want to try it like 3, 4, 5 times and say, okay, it happened 4 out of 5 times. That means that it's an 80% reproducibility rate. If it's happening every time, it's 100%. And then if you're on Windows or Mac, and this will send you an email saying, hey, this ticket's been made. You can actually, you have to set up a little profile, and it'll actually save all of your tickets there, so you can check out what you've reported before and like what the progress is on them. And then they can message you back and go, hey, we need more information, or hey, we're working on it, or we fixed it. It'll be fixed in the next version, whatever information there is. Roxy Miguel over here taunting me. And I'm just done with it. I'm not having any of this. Not taking any of that heat. Alright, so let's see if this potion, which is not red for some reason, takes us to the rooftop party. It does. We're up here. We're ready to get down. And let's see if this will take us back. It takes us back to the entrance, which is what I would expect. Oh, hey, are all of our images working now? All of our images are working now. Interesting. Alright, and let's see what happens if we do the quest. If this works, I'm going to be slightly annoyed, because it would mean that it's behaving differently than when it's actually live on the map. Take the water! I need to, increase the range of that a little bit. Give him a wedgie, says the yoke's on you. Alright. PandaPops says, I'm on my way. Well, we're just doing a little test. See, Nervix is here also. I'm going to take that quest from Papa Smurf. So now the question is, if this doesn't work, which is what I expect and hope, kind of. How do we fix it? Because we've got a mixture of... oh, let's see if this guy pushes this around first. We've got a mixture of multiplayer and single-player logic. All right, that's fixed. Let's take the potion. Bam. Okay. All right, so it is happening the way that we would expect it to be in the game client. I mean, we are in the game client technically, so I think the test results are accurate. It has to do something with the way the single player is spawning the potion. It's just not... It's not following through. It starts the logic and then it kind of gives up. PandaPops says only some NFT displays work for me. Probably... I'm guessing it's a caching timing issue. If they don't download fast enough, it just kind of gives up. Maybe. What are you... Wait, Panda, stop. What are you doing? Get back here. What is your avatar? Are you like a silver or platinum Aoki? Is that what that is? Ah. Interesting. I don't think I've seen this avatar before. NFT displays are multiplayer only? No, I don't understand. So you can use NFT displays in multiplayer or single player. Basically, all of the single player logic, all of the multiplayer logic can be used in a single player game. And you'll actually probably have fewer compatibility issues because single player just allows a lot of things. It's very unrestricted. The issue is that for multiplayer logic, when it's actually running in multiplayer, it's communicating messages on separate layers of communication, where you've got single player messages that only operate on your computer, and then multiplayer messages which go out to the server. And that's why those things can't communicate, because in a single player, you're kind of effectively your own server. You can all communicate together. But on multiplayer, it splits those two things up, so you can have events that happen only for the local player, single player logic, or that happen for all players with the multiplayer logic, and it's confusing, but it makes sense once you get used to it. Just noticed the Aoki feet are broken. You know, I saw somebody reporting that issue to Giovanni. I think yeah, it's happening with all of them right now. If you notice, my feet are too far back. I don't know how well you can see that. My ankles kind of clip through the tongues of the shoes. And that's happening for all the avatars using the default template right now. So it's just an issue with the animation that needs to get patched. And it should update automatically for everybody when that happens. Although Roxy Miguel's feet look pretty good. Those boxing animations. Play some air guitar. I need an actual guitar to show up in my hands. Figure that out. Oh, I'm liking those cat paws. Oh wait, is that the kind of like the Totoro styled character in Nervex? Yeah, that's what I thought. All right. I have an issue with NFT display too. In my experience, NFTs are not displaying in the good frame each time in game. Weird, it's okay in Game Maker. Yeah, so we had kind of a mix of that issue. Like, I'm seeing them all right now in the game client, but we were not seeing them in the game client, and we were not seeing them in the Game Maker, so it's just kind of inconsistent at the moment. And I believe it's a caching issue. It's probably because these images are so big and so detailed. When we zoom in, they've got a lot of really fine detail on them. And so it's a lot of images to load, and after multiple times disconnecting and reconnecting, they've all kind of cached. They're all there. And yeah, if you're experiencing that issue, definitely give that a report as well. The more reports the team gets, the more information they can collect about who's experiencing the problems, under what situations, and it will make tickets that are easy for them to track and help solve those issues. It makes their numbers look good when they can solve those issues. So if you make tickets for them, it makes them look good when they fix the problems. So go do that. Go tell them all the problems, and they will do their best to fix them. All right, so let's see. So it's definitely the single player, multiplayer issue. How do we fix that? How do we change that logic? And I need to move this table away from the edge here. Or I can move it closer, I suppose. You can see all of them takes 10 to 15 seconds to display, but it's there. Yeah, I'm not sure. I think there's some caching that happens on the Sandbox side as well. I think if I remember correctly, the images are not just downloaded from OpenSea directly to your computer. I believe that the Sandbox caches the images on their side, so that way they're not constantly pinging OpenSea's servers or IPFS. So the problem would be, and this is what we used to call hot linking images. There used to be I don't know how much of it is a problem now, but there used to be a problem with using file upload resources online. And if you direct linked to images from other websites, you know, in forums, and this is before social media, so we're talking mostly about like pro board forums, stuff like that. If you direct linked to those images, every single person who would see that image, it would download from the original place, and it's basically stealing their bandwidth. So what you want is for the image to be cached on the website that's actually using it. So that way that website's not taking bandwidth from a third-party website. So there are places where you could get in trouble for hot linking images. And when we use OpenSea, obviously the Sandbox has worked with OpenSea, and you know, this is a feature that we've talked to OpenSea about, so it's not like we're doing this without them knowing. But I believe in order to save OpenSea's bandwidth and not have every single person who visits the social hub on the Sandbox be downloading, you know, doing a separate download request to OpenSea to pull it to their local computer, I believe the Sandbox caches it on our side. So once all the images are cached for the Sandbox, they probably load faster for everybody. I don't know all the details related to that, but I think that's how that part works. All right, so let's fix that table real quick, because that's an easy fix. We're gonna just scoot it in closer to the wall, so that way we can't accidentally get stuck. Oops. Let's not do that. So now it's too close for us to squeeze in between that gap. All right. So what can we do to fix the way that this thing spawns so that way it works correctly? How do you put the player's name in speaker and asker? So I'm just gonna put Max over here. It's easy peasy. You just go caret player caret Why did I spawn up there? That you saw that, right? I think maybe it tried to spawn me in the wall and it teleported me up. Maybe we need to reduce the spawner size there. And see? So it's just open caret, player, all caps, close caret. Now, I believe that this works in most contexts, but there's somewhere it doesn't. So you can put it in the question, you can put it in the answer. I don't know if you can put it in the speaker name. And if we do a speaker component, I think you could put it in the speech bubble, but it can't be the name of the speaker. So we say text to display. But I can't put it here as Maximilian's name. I don't think. Double check. Go up the stairs. So yeah, see how it says player there as we approach him? So it doesn't work as the character's name here. You can't like make a doppelganger that says player. You know, it won't say Kamisazi there. But the what they say can be player. So what you could do... okay, and it also does not work here. So you'd have to say like in your head or your own voice or something. It's not going to work as the actual asker there. You can also set the player's name in the HUDs by setting the username on the rules. Yep, you can use player in the rules system, and that way variables that pop up on the screen can use those player names as well. I haven't experimented with that a lot, so exactly how you could use that, I haven't really looked into that deeply. Now what you could do is instead of having text to display, or instead of having the name up here, we can just get rid of the name entirely. Put a space. Now the space, what if we did like text, did size, actually I think it escapes all of it because it's not letting you use player either. So this probably won't work either. Let's just do a space. Won't let us do a space either. What will it let us do? I guess it has to have a name. I don't know if there's a good way to hide the speaker's name in a speaker component. The asker is not supposed to be the player. Well, it technically, yeah. I mean, that's not the intention, but I've seen people use it that way. They've used it for like internal dialogue. Yeah, I don't think there's really... I feel like you used to be able to just use a space. And I guess they got rid of that, or I'm misremembering. Can I rename it? Oh. What's that gonna do? Did I circumvent the rules? Did I break the game maker? Haha, look at that. That's so smart. Alright, so, word of caution, this could break something, because I think they're trying to make it not work that way. But as you can see, if you right click on rename and just delete the text, it will leave a blank, which will collapse that top part, so you only have what they're saying without a name associated with them. And then we could change the speaker to say player, and how do you spell doppelganger? I don't know how to type it in a lot. Here we go. So you can do something like player doppelganger, and then you make it bold, and color equals the cyan. And then we close the color, and we close the bold, and we do, was it /n? No. I always get this wrong. Wrong slash? There we go. I always use the wrong slash on the first try. Oh. Can you not use color? What's the Unity command for that? Unity rich text. It should just be color. Let's try a hex code here. Or did I not escape it correctly? Nope, that should be right. So let's do hex. Let's just make it black. Big lag with Senor Espinosa. Okay, good to know. Okay, it does work that way. What's cyan? R, G, so it'd be G and B. Is that cyan? Hey, look at that. So we basically tricked it into making it look like it's saying the same thing that it would, you know, when we approach these. It's the same formatting. So Explorer Girl looks like that. And if you'll say it again, there we go. How do you like that? Does anyone know of a page or tool that allows you to modify the text and see it, as well as modify text in Word, and then gives you all the text and necessary codes? Well, technically WordPad used to. Like, it's really very similar to HTML code. Let's see, rich text formatter. I don't have a specific recommendation, but it's called rich text, and so if you just look up rich text formatters, it'll get you pretty close to it. I've been familiar with rich text for a really long time because I noticed if I used Windows WordPad, which is a rich text editor, and then I opened those files in TextEdit, which is a plain text editor, it would show me all the codes, and I figured that out when I was like 12. So I was like, oh, cool, like, you can see all this stuff. And that's kind of how I learned what HTML formatting is. I don't remember exactly what order I figured these things out in. Actually, I think at that point I had already used forums, which used their own like pro boards formatting or whatever was popular then. It's very similar to that kind of formatting. So if you go to like old pro boards forums, the formatting looks almost identical with it, except it might not use carrots, it might use something else. And so yeah, the um the thing with consistency with the text is like if you try to do like size, the size might not be what you expect. I've actually had issues with trying to use size also. So when I tried to do, say, like size large, I've had weird, like, text not showing up issues. Okay, bug. Oh, okay. That appears to be a collision issue. Sebga, I'm guessing that's actually because of our fox friend over there. Although, are you playing it with the testing link that I sent out, or are you playing it from the map? Like, are you playing the actual live version? Because if you're playing the actual live version, this guy here has collision on him. And so if he runs through you, you might experience some weird... but if you shouldn't be getting any of that around this guy, because, yeah, he has collision. Maybe I can move him a little bit away from this spot here. After you press E, it's okay. Well, his collision doesn't change. He should just be kind of static there, but let's move him away. And then we won't have to worry about it. So now his collision has a nice big gap where the player can run around him. This is why we test things. This is why, like, when I'm talking and I'm just running around, that's another thing that I'm doing, is I'm just running up against collision edges, and it's totally like a passive thing. I'm not really thinking that hard about it, but I'm just running through gaps and being like, huh, like, do I get stuck in this place? And obviously if I get stuck, I'll notice it. So I'm not really thinking too hard as I'm running around. I'm thinking about what I'm saying, which I can't really talk and do things at the same time. My brain just has to focus too hard on the words coming out of my mouth. But I can at least run around in circles and then go, oh, hey, we're encountering collision issues in this particular situation. Okay, yeah, notice how that's weird. So that size thing is not working as expected there, but let's try a different size. Let's try size with a number. Let's do size 50. Make it real big. Let's see how that looks. Oh, that is definitely big. So it's been, I think, more in the asker behavior that I've had some weird size problems. So if I do, say, player size equals 50 slash size use the link in the chat. Okay. Well, then it shouldn't have had collisions on the fox, but hopefully moving that guy further out will just eliminate the problem. Okay, and size is working there too, so I'm not sure. And I don't really have a way to solve the player name being there. So what I've seen is if somebody has a lot of text, it's not gonna fit. If you want to have the player have an internal monologue, you can't really fit everything in the responses. You can fit a lot more in this big text block. So you kind of just have to figure out a name for the player that goes there. Now, this your intended use for how this works will vary. The way you want to tell a story is going to be different from the way other people are going to want to tell a story, but most of what I've seen, if the creator of a game wants the player to have a big internal monologue, they're likely not gonna have the actual player's name there. That you're telling a story of a character, and the player's having this discussion with themselves as the character. So it's okay to put a specific name here if you're gonna have this big text block. If it's self-inserting the player as their avatar, saying, hey, this is you, Kamisazi, you're playing the game, you're not going to have this big internal monologue text as often. And like I said, everybody's game is different, so your mileage may vary. Let's see. We don't need Max there anymore. Quixilol asks when $1. If I had a crystal ball to know that, I don't know that I would say, because I feel like saying would change the future. Right? We would mess up the timeline if we could predict that. What do we need to do with the strawberry? The Smurf berry? So the Smurf berry is part of the quest talking to Papa Smurf over here. So you got to read what Papa Smurf says. He'll ask you to gather the strawberry and put it in the crate. So players may find it organically and be like, oh, what can I do with that? And they may go and get a Smurf berry early and then be like, I don't know what to do with this. And then when they talk to Papa Smurf, they'll be like, oh, I'm so smart. I figured it out without even knowing the quest. So I think it's okay to leave it. What I dislike in games is when they block you from doing something that you know you can do just because you haven't talked to the right person yet. Sometimes it'll make sense, right? Like a door will be locked, and until you talk to a certain person, then the door unlocks. But if we've just got farming equipment up here on the roof, why can't we just farm the resources? What am I going to do with the Smurf berry? I don't know. What does anybody do with the Smurf berry? But then we talk to Papa Smurf and go, oh, he needs a Smurf berry. All right. So we need to figure out how we're going to spawn this potion when our thing is single player. We can't get the message from the single player to the multiplayer layer. Unless maybe... I don't think a rule will do it. I remember hearing something about using rules to like move single player messages over to multiplayer, but I don't think it worked. I think the problem is that it's linked to our quest progression. I just kind of wish the avatar teleportation wasn't a multiplayer component. Some games lampshade it. I need you to bring super item, one in the universe. As a matter of fact, I have one right here. What a small world. I'm not familiar with the term lampshade, but yes, I've seen... I like it when games do that. We kind of did something similar with Wizzy the Green here. Well, okay, it's not so much where you say, oh, yes, I've already found all of them. But it's kind of the opposite. We can lie and say that we found all of them when we hadn't yet, and then he gets mad at us. But yeah, I do prefer it. It takes extra bits of logic, conversation building in order to communicate those things, which in the context of this game I don't think is super necessary, but in larger games I do appreciate when, you know, Skyrim or something, you go, oh hey, look at this shiny bauble I've got. It's a Smurf berry. All right, how are we going to solve the potion issue? I wonder if we can do something dumb. What if it's a child of a thing? I don't think that will make it any better, but you never know. So if we go like logic donut, let's not even give it anything. Preset Smurf Berry Potion. All right, we got 7 minutes before we can test that. Sorry, one more question? No, absolutely not. We don't do questions here. No. Don't apologize for asking questions. That's the whole point of the show. How do you put the text in the chat in a bubble? You mean the player chat? Or you mean the speech bubble? Like, hey Lanzer, it's going good. When you say speech bubble, you mean the when I walk up to a character and they got the bubble over their head like that? Or do you mean like actual players? When I wrote in the chat, it appeared above my avatar. Yeah? Has it always done that? That's, Ooh, chat bubbles are back? I didn't know that they were back. Oh, I saw it for a second there and then it disappeared. It appeared here. It flashes very fast. Maybe if I don't move my camera around. There wasn't an update. When did that come back? Is it just because I'm in the test mode here? What if I... So we're in the test mode. What if we go to the actual gameplay? Let's go back. There's no setting for that. That's just the game client. I did nothing to tell it to do that. That was a thing a long time ago. Apparently it's just in the game client test mode. Which is weird because it's all in the game client. Hey Panda, welcome back. Did you know about this? So we don't get a bubble in the game client unless we use the testing link. If we use one of these and we hit play, is it gonna make me travel? I don't think it's gonna. It doesn't even launch. We hit play. It only shows up in testing. Sebga, say something to me. Stop jumping around. Something to you. Look at that. Oh, it even stays longer than last time. It was like disappearing really fast. Oh. Yeah, it should be an optional toggle. There's no setting for it. It's just there. It's funny. Unless oh, I don't know. It's weird. Used to give away your position during hide and seek. Yes, that should be like prop hunt where you got the whistles. You should be able to force players to have a speech bubble appear above their head. So you could do something like that, I think. If you it would be inconsistent at best. You could have a tag on the player, and you can make assets respawn to the player. So you could have an invisible speaker asset that just goes whistle or I'm here. That only happens when they respawn next to the player. So it kind of gives away the position, or make a sound or whatever. What somebody did for uh, was it the Underwatch? I think it was the Underwatch experience, where it was uh, a hide and go seek kind of game, or a chasing game, monsters versus survivors sort of thing. It would play an audio. Oop, all right, we ran out of time. Good, because I wanted to try to push this again. We would run out of time. Yeah, no, the connection error was expected because when you do the get a link thing, it expires after 45 minutes. So that was expected. Blood splatter. Oh, that wasn't the Underwatch. Well, it might have been in the Underwatch. The blood splatter was it was for the Avenged Sevenfold game jam. I can't remember the name of the game. It's like Haunted Manor or something like that. And it was a hide and go seek game. There was blood splatter there. I think the blood splatter spawning was probably not coming from assets respawning to the player's position. It was probably spawning from the disguise you were holding, because you needed to grab a disguise in order to hide your position. And I'm guessing that would spawn the splatters. Oh wait, no, you didn't have to grab an item. Did you have to grab an item? No, you would change, you would crawl or sit, or it was crawl, sit, and crouch would pull up 3 different disguises. So maybe it was a respawn thing. The noise alert thing in the Underwatch was constant. The monster always made a ticking noise. So I think it was something that it wasn't based on team, because there's team effects now. So you can actually make a team. If we go to the spawn plate, as you're setting up your team settings, you can add a feature of sound. So your team can have like a theme song, basically. But if you have a sound effect, it can play. Oh wait, you can do it with certain messages though. Sound to play, play condition, on receive message. So you could do a whistle, like Prop Hunt. You could have a message go out every certain period of the game and cause the player to make a whistling noise or some noise that helps reveal their position. Make a 3D sound, change the range. Yeah, that'd actually be really effective for hide and go seek games. You should do that. Kill tree. Oh, we never removed this stuff. We don't need any of that. What were we... Did we respawn for something specific? Maybe we'll use the potion to activate a checkpoint. Except I think checkpoints are multiplayer too, aren't they? Alright, let's reduce the spawn size. Or let's move this out, actually. Alright, Let's get another link and test this one out. Link is in the chat. Oop. Not just on Twitch. Both. I wish we could make a shorter link. Be like, I only need this for 5 minutes. I don't need to wait 45 minutes. But that could potentially cause abuse of the system, where it's just too many resources are getting used up. Did it load? I hit play, but nothing happened. Hello? This instance has expired. To test the experience, you need a new test link. That is the new test link. I thought. Wait. Why did it not? It didn't reset it. Give me a new link. It's not giving me a new link. Okay. Well, we'll just publish it. We'll hit save, and we'll just update the live experience. Then we don't have to wait 45 minutes anyway. We're doing it live, folks. Duplicating the experience? That sounds like effort. Nah, I don't want to. Yeah, I guess it's easier to publish. But this is already live. So let's just close experience and wait for it. Wait for it. Wait for it. Where's my hub link? There we go. Launch experience. Multiplayer. Confirm. I have read and agreed to the terms of this. Hey, it's live again. View page. Here's the link, in case you don't already have it. Let's hit play. Let's go. Hey, Nervix. All right. Alright. Seems we can run around this guy just fine. Oh, when we interact with him, We do get some weird... Whoop. Is his collision tracking us? Oh, that's probably what it is. He has collision, but because he can turn to face the player... So we gotta do what we did with the party people up there and put a collision in his place. I didn't realize that the collision would spin around. I guess that makes sense. I should have realized that. So it's because his collision, he's facing people, which is updating his collision. I see. All right. We got our water. Got our berry. Let's get our quest. Oh, that offsets the position of the effect. I don't like that. And it still doesn't work. Alright. So instead of using the teleport, we could use a spawn die system, maybe. I don't know if that'll work in multiplayer either. I don't like that. I have to, How does that door work? Is that door a multiplayer asset? It's gotta be. How do we get a multiplayer asset there from a quest? My brain wants to explode. No bubble? What? And oh yeah, because we're not in the test link. That's because this is the regular map link, not the test link. It's only in the test mode that it does the bubble. I don't know why. It's probably like leftover code. It's probably because it was there before and then it just never got removed. But I think some people would like the bubble to be there. It helps make conversations feel kind of alive. Oops. But I can see why it would be annoying in context, so it would be nice to turn it off. How do we do this? We could make it a multiplayer quest. But then your quest could be completed by other people, which I guess in this context would kind of make sense. Anybody can bring the Smurf berry to the crate. But I don't really like that. I like more of the MMO style, like anybody can get this quest and do the whole thing on their own without having to worry about what other people have or haven't done. How do we solve this? Alright, let's take a look at this door. It's probably multiplayer. Yeah, because it's actually an animated decoration, indicator, avatar teleportation, interact. Alright, and let's turn off collision on this guy. No collision, and we're gonna take our little collider asset here, we're gonna duplicate it go. Perfect. Why doesn't it show the collision collider? Hello. I'm fine, I guess. Doesn't matter. As long as it works. It's just weird. Oh. Rooftop dance party. Dancing people. And then, and it should be in. Smurfberry Quest. Senior Espinozo. There we go. Now it moves with him. Alright. So, any bright ideas? How do we solve this? We've got a teleporter spawning from a single player quest. What other ways can we get that there? We could try making. Well, let's fix the preset first. Presets. Smurfberry potion. So it's funny that it spawns it and then lets me interact with it, but then it yanks me back. As if, oh wait, no. Don't do that. You're not allowed to do that. That's, I think, the most infuriating part, is that it almost works. And then goes, oh no. This isn't set up right. I'm trying to remember what Smurf 5 does. Does it interact with this chain? So this shouldn't even work either, because we're mixing multiplayer and single player. I'm a little stuck on how to get this teleporter to work. I guess it could just be always there as an option, but you only know to interact with it when Papa Smurf tells you. We could hide the interaction. It's a little bit hacky. But yeah, we could make it so that way the actual teleportation's there the whole time. But it's just not super visible. Smurf 5 was the message we sent, right? Smurf Berry Potion. We're in high concentration mode right now. Display interaction, drink. Turn off message. So the drink up, if you say so, turns off with Smurf 5. And then this turns on that last bit of the message. So this is our new Smurf Berry Potion. Let's, can we rename this one? We're just gonna call this old. Just to have a backup of it. And then this one's gonna be our new Smurf Berry Potion. with all single player logic. This spawner is going to spawn a Smurfberry potion. Okay. Delete that. And then we are going to remove the indicator, remove the health, trying to remember, will a single player asset, will it set off a multiplayer speaker? We can test that to the side. Let's get this working at least. Doesn't matter if they don't match up. There's not going to be collision on this. Hey, not Jackie Chan. And then we're going to turn off visibility. So technically, I'm able to teleport from the start. What? What? I hit delete on the wrong thing. What else did I delete? Just that, I hope. So technically, I can teleport right away. I don't like that, but I don't really see another way to get it to work. We grab our Smurfberry. We do our quest. Oh. Yeah, that's... He needs to not be so close to it. Because we accidentally interacted with that while trying to talk to him. Where did I put these? architecture. Hey, play game for fun. How's it going? So it's still possible to teleport there, but it's difficult to see it or to know that it's there without having already done it. Maybe even if we put it behind. So it's even more out of the way. Hey, Ian, the IT guy. How's it going? All right. I think that gets us pretty close. Let's go ahead and publish it this way. Although I did want to add some more stuff in here. Let's find like a good statue or something. Here we go. Goes to Mars, Goddess of Spring statue. Feels like an appropriate one to have here. Kind of feels like she should be on the roof, though. If she was on the roof, where would we put her? I was kind of thinking right here. Kind of defeats the point of me wanting to put something in that room, but this feels like an appropriate spot. Cooksy you asked the same question earlier. Did you miss the answer? Nobody knows. And if you do know, then you wouldn't be asking. Doing good. Ian the IT guy. He's coming on form. Yeah. I try to have a positive conversation. Productive conversation. When possible. Alright, what did I have for... I had inspect, right? Examine. Is that why it takes so long to pull up? It's because they're multiplayer? Do we not have a single player NFT display? I have more assets than that. How do I clear this? Can you clear it? I know I've got characters. Every one starts after another. Yeah, that's it's nice to have a good progression system. It feels satisfying. Why can't I reset this filter? I know I've got to have some people, right? I just feel like I remember having more props than that. Than those 5. Yeah. I definitely do. Unless I... Yeah, I should, props... What's this tomato? Prop, no category yet. I just seem to be missing assets. Yeah, we had the same issue earlier, generating a new link. So I don't know if maybe like saving and exiting, coming back would fix it. Like we've generated more than one link before, but I think maybe after the 45 minutes expires, there's like more cooldown time needed. It wasn't what I was expecting. All right. What is the golden heart? Golden heart is set as other gameplay. Okay, it's there. So are my ones with no category at all just not showing up? What about my butternut squash here? Should be under either vegetation or food. And I have no characters at all. Interesting. Right, are these all minted? I don't think so. Okay, it shows up. Like I said, it did mint the celery. Okay. Alright, we're not going to worry about that because that's not actually important. What we are going to do is get this set up. Indicator, quest cursors, no display name, no edit logic, detail, assets, display interaction true, examine, display over true, 5, vertical offset. Leave it 0 display. No, it's true. I feel like this was an issue I had before with the single player examine not working. Or did I just not set it up right? Oh, message required and interact. That's why. That would explain it. Hey, Tom Voxel, how's it going? That's good. Totally necessary. What I'm doing right here. Nah, I think I'm happy with the way. I mean, I wouldn't mind some sort of covering, but I don't want to make new assets for it, and this thing isn't long enough to reach to the other side, so we're not gonna worry about it. I'm not gonna worry about it. It's cool as it is. Stop overthinking it. Alright, so we got that. And let's see. We're gonna try to put another statue in. Let's go to our art. Sculptures. Paintings? Street art? Why am I getting nothing? Oh, because I have a filter on. Sculptures. I'm gonna save these for something else. Why can't I? Why'd the library break? Hello? Library? There it goes. Just scare me. It's fine. It's alright. Of course now. What is going on? Let's save before it does something weird. I think I have to go to the main menu. Game Maker's freaking out a little bit. We should probably do the news soon. Let's get this up and running on the map, and then we'll do the news. This is your favorite song ever. This is... What is this? This is Tiger Tracks by Lexica. Lexica. In case you're looking for it. All right. What should we put there? I mean, I guess what I could do is I could spread some of this out, make it a little less clustered in the other sections. But I kind of like having this big window. Oh, we could put a little seating area. That's what we're missing, is some benches. There's literally one called Museum Bench. Why did I... Get rid of these things. I mean, maybe I'll put a few in the corner or something. Museum Bench. Oh, it's huge. Why is it so big? That's not what I was expecting. Doesn't look like a bench. Never mind. sure we don't get stuck. I mean, it would kind of stink to have them be offset off the wall, so you can't even like lean back on the wall. Too dark. Don't want some of that vibrant in the space because it distracts from the artwork. Let's see. Those look the same. I think it's the top is the same, but the sides are different. I'm just testing out different colors in this lighting situation to see what I like best. I mean, I kind of don't hate that. It's a little bit busy. All right, let's do the news while I hem and haw on which blocks I like. Music playlist ended, so it's a good pausing point. Check out the news from Panda, and I'll be right back.
And catalysts as well. Make sure to click. Hello and welcome to the news of the week with me, PandaPops. This week we have the Jab We Met Avatar Collection registration, so join the allow list. The solo leveling event happening. You can also mint your avatar for the solo leveling avatar collection. Hop on over to the mint page, click mint your avatar. Make sure you have your wallet connected. You'll need 100 sand per avatar you wish to mint. Click the amount you wish to mint, and then click confirm. Next up is the Tiny Quest Game Jam. The theme is survival. Enter the universe of the Little Prince and go on an adventure in the latest Game Jam. You have 3 weeks to create your game. Reward pool of 60k sand, 20 lands up for grabs, and catalysts as well. Make sure to click on that and take part. We are in week 6 of the Builders Challenge number 2. I hope you guys are getting those experiences published onto the map and taking part in this amazing Builders Challenge. So many amazing experiences to see, and we'll be showing some of those in our mentions of the week. Hop on over to the VoxEdit Twitter account where you'll be able to see the latest VoxEdit contest. You can also find this in creator announcements over in our Discord. Rise of the Meme Coins VoxEdit contest. We'd like you to design a wearable or a whole wearable set based off of these select meme coins. You must use the equipment template for your submissions to be valid. And an additional 100 sand to anyone that makes a full wearable set will be given to those who place in the top 10. We have the prize breakdown, 10,000 sand total pool split between 1st to 10th place, and then there is a participation prize of 30 sand. In other news, artists will be super excited for this. That Sandbox now have catalysts up for sale in the marketplace. So you are now going to be able to purchase catalysts. One common will be 1 sand, uncommon will be 3 sand, rare 10, epic 40, and legendary 200 sand. Make sure to hop on over to the forum so you can see more information here, and there will be educational videos going into detail about what catalysts are coming soon. Now for our mentions of the week. The first experience we are mentioning is Wall Hugger by Tempest Studios.
Good morning, mechanic. There is an emergency maintenance call on decommissioned sublevel 103. Please be careful. Our last team did not return, and I don't trust those other mechanics. Good luck, mechanic.
Our next experience mention is the Backrooms Game Jam Alice's Room. And our next one is After Dark Zombie Survival by Meta Guild Studio. Next up, we are going to be highlighting some assets. So the Sandfam Cafe mug, number 4. Great little equipment right here. This adorable steampunk hat by Kobu Saw. This amazing steam police robot by Chocopunk. Absolutely fantastic. Great animations on this one. As mentioned earlier, catalysts are now up for sale, so you can click the buy on the catalysts, where you can go and purchase catalysts from the sandbox. You'll also be able to see other catalysts that are listed up for sale. Now back to your regular scheduled content.
And we're back. Hey, everybody. Team Sebga asked if Alice's room is Cyber Dragon. I don't think so. I think that's Gurm Studio. Let me. Did it say in the video who it was? Where'd it go? I got the video here somewhere. Is it? Here it is. After Dark. Yeah, I don't think this is Cyber Dragon. Yeah, it does say Gurm Studio. I don't think Cyber Dragon's involved. I could be wrong. Looks like a tutorial he made. I mean, they may have taken inspiration from the tutorial he did. All right. Let's see. Let's fire the music back up. Back to the top of the playlist. Why can't I scroll? Let me scroll. Daruth the Human says, I just made my first wearables. Nice. Make sure to test them in game. Make sure that they look good on your avatar. Now, you can't predict what avatar people will have. So, you never know if they're going to have like weird hair or something on their face, or, you know, some fancy shoulder pads or something that will mess up your equipment look. But it's up to the player to decide if they like the look of the equipment on their character, if they want to use it for its stats and hide it from view, or if they want to wear it with a different avatar, if they have multiple. But what you should do is you should test it on the avatars that you want to see it on. Are we allowed to show? Tweet link? Yeah. Pop it in the chat if it lets you. We'll check it out. Ah, nice. Okay, so this is for the meme coin one. Looks good. Throw this up on here. I like the fly buzzing around and the eye movement. Fly guy. Looks good. Is that the right word? Oh, invaluable? Yes. I mean, if you actually think that, in which case I appreciate that. Thank you. All right. So I had a snack instead of picking the box, like I said I was gonna do. I haven't had quite a full meal today, so I needed a little pick me up. Let's see. All right. That is the same color as the wall. We don't want that. That looks almost exactly the same. Almost a little bit darker. Let's go with something darker. You know, let's go traditional black and white. What's the difference between these two? Barely anything. But you know what? Let's make it a little bit easier on ourselves. We're gonna do giant tiles. It'll just take less time to put these down. This is where something like Magic Palette and Magic Palette and Magic Voxel can speed up this sort of process, where you can duplicate things out or use a shader to quickly create a pattern, which you kind of have to just do manually in the Game Maker with the current tools. But I imagine our tools will improve again and again, as they've been doing. Oh, that was the wrong button. That's what I meant to do. Yeah, having it eat the fly, that would definitely be a lot more work, especially since the way you have it set up, you know, the person's face is kind of inside the mouth, right? So definitely, I think it's good without that. No, I mean, it looks good the way it is. I think if you wanted to have it eat the fly, you would need to have the person's face not be in the mouth. And I think it looks good with the person's face in the mouth. So I think it was a good call to not do it that way, because I think it would lose some of the charm of the way you have it set up currently in order to make it compatible with doing that sort of action. Unless you wanted to do something real crazy and like make a mouth pop out from the avatar's mouth and have a tongue eat the fly. And that would have very mixed results depending on which collection it's done with. Worn with, I mean, whatever avatar the player has. You know, I want to see. So in all my changing of settings, I want to see if text-to-speech worked. Let's see.
Testing.
Yes! Yeah! So I don't entirely know how I did it, but in flipping things and settings all back and forth different ways, I got it So Panda
Testing
is working.
123.
123. You got to put like punctuation in there. Testing 1 period, 2 period, 3 period, or something like that. 123. What was I saying? I don't remember. Make 1 square blue to confuse people. Ah, it's so mean. I love it. But also, I don't want people to be like, is that Easter egg? What does it mean? I'll just have a little sign to it. This tile was sponsored by Not Jackie Chan. Put an Easter egg in the blue square. Well, I think you would have to, right? If you don't, maybe it would open up, there'd be a duck underneath. Alright. I think this looks much better. A lot less plain. Still feel like it needs something over here, but I think we can just leave it for now. Hey, Oyoyo. Oyoyo? Oyoyo? How's it going over there on Twitter? Alright. So, I'm still not, like, sold on that solution, but it's better that it at least works somewhat. I just realized, like, what are all these cars doing on the sidewalk? And how is this grass growing on the sidewalk? What? And how is this curb in the middle of the sidewalk? No! So many imperfections I must correct. But no, we're gonna leave them. They don't matter, because players aren't supposed to be running around down here. It just exists in case they jump off the edge. Did we discuss this? I think we mentioned it. Or I mentioned it. The light switch. It's saying it's a light switch. Feels patronizing. Like, oh, you don't know what a light switch is? But I guess it also doesn't look like a light switch. It looks like a numpad. So I think the contest is over today. How long to learn results? Which contest? The streamer thing? The Clipper raffle? Which contest? Because there's a bunch of different contests, Drew. I'm just not sure which one you mean. Raffles last for 4 weeks. Well, it started in June, so okay. I guess we've done multiple Clipper raffles then. Label the walls so people don't bump into them. What do you mean by that? Like, oh, wait, you mean, like, don't touch the art? I think there's stanchions. What are we... I don't remember what we call them though. They'd be under walls. Something like this. Ta-da! But then we have this big thing hanging out the back. Put a reading light over the label. Well, so yeah, I mean, I could put the little labels everywhere, or the little gallery signs. I kind of like this one being without. It just exists as its own thing. They kind of got this uncluttered look around them, not having like little signs next to them. All right. What else? Do we need to change anything else? That's working for now. We'll revisit that if we need to. We got this working, right? I just figured out NFT holders, thanks to you and PandaPops. Mine don't look that good, but every time I did something fancy, they wouldn't work. Yours look like gallery frames. Yeah, so I mean, I built mine specifically to look like real-life gallery frames. They don't work with animated objects or multiple node objects, as far as I know. So they do have to be static, but you can make them more modeled. Like you could make a model like, you know, like this mushroom, and you could put a gallery frame, an NFT frame on it. But you can't do it with the tree with all these angled parts. Or an animated thing. Let's see. Alright, so we do need to update some stuff here. So let's take a new screenshot. If I can stop selecting stuff. Any Wizzy Hat raids? Have you got time to do it? Tomorrow. We'll be doing them tomorrow. Not right now. So let's take a screenshot. We're going to go to player, and we're going to change it to first person. Not player. Gameplay, camera, first person. Let's make this a wider view. Wizzy the Greens rooftop, or no, city garden. How does an image welcome work? Oh. That's how that works now. Instead of it spinning around, you get a specific view. I think I like that. I feel like that change was made a while ago and I forgot about it. The Little Prince flying out into Neverland, No Man's Land. I don't. So I watched the Netflix cartoon version of The Little Prince, which is what our experience is built on. But I think I was watching it with my kids, and it was kind of like in chunks, and I think I missed some parts. And it's a very whimsical and emotional movie, and like some parts of it don't always feel like they make sense, because it's like what's real and what's being told as a story, and the things kind of overlap. And I think I missed something important, so it was a little confusing. But yeah, the story is actually pretty adult themed, like existential dread. I remember aspects of that in there. Yeah, it feels like a really deep movie, and I feel like I need to rewatch it to pick up on the things that I missed, to really try to understand it better. All right, we got our better screenshot now. Let's go back to our setup. Camera, third person. Start screen. What if this was our start screen? Like, I want to know how to get up there. It's not doing the thing. Oh, wait. Camera mode, camera welcoming. Why is it not doing the overlay? It's not directly possible. For Daruth the Human asks, is it possible for creators to add their own music sounds into the experience? So we have a streaming platform that is not ready for public access yet. And I have helped some creators with uploading content to the streaming platform. I do have to check to make sure that it's not gonna get flagged by copyright systems, and so there's sort of a process to it, and I can't always guarantee that that you'll get exactly what you want out of it, but I've been mostly successful with it. The one thing is that I can't upload it to your account. I have to upload it through my account, and in order for you to use it, I have to set it as public, so any user can use it. So if you have audio that you want to use just for your experience, I don't have a way to make it so only you can use it. So when I upload it to that platform, I have to make it public, and then anybody can use it. Not people should share. I mean, that's I to some extent I agree. I think sometimes people will make really nice music that's supposed to go with something specific, or audio clips that go with something specific. I mean, it doesn't have to be music. You can make a conversation that you overhear as a player. That could be part of your gameplay. So you can do all sorts of stuff with audio there. So I do think creators should have the ability to say, hey, this is something specifically for my experience. This isn't just ambient music that anybody can use. But I would also like people to be able to upload those things too. So it is a platform that's being worked on. Audio copyright stuff is very picky. So it is something to keep in mind, or something that we have to be concerned about to make sure that we keep on the right side of things legally. What if the music is an NFT? I have music NFTs. I really want the ability to put them into the system. So if there have been times that I have gotten written permission from the rights holder to music, specifically Andy Ritchie's doing work with Lil Bubble, and I had Andy's in direct contact with that person as they've done work together. So Andy had to tell him to email me to give permission to use his music, and not just use his music, but make his music available for everybody on the platform to use. I think it's actually videos, music videos. So anybody can put the Little Bubbles music videos in their experiences now. But I had to get explicit written permission from the original creator saying that, yes, you can use this here, and yes, anybody can use it. And so that's kind of the process. I want to make sure that everybody knows what the rules are. But yeah, if the music's an NFT, then you need to get hold of the original artist who made it and have them grant permission to use it in that context. The thing is as an NFT, you would expect that only the NFT owner would be able to use it. So I think you would have some difficulty convincing somebody to let the music NFT that they made as an NFT, specifically to limit who has ownership of it, to be used by anybody on the platform. In the future, I'm hoping that our video streaming options and our audio streaming options will allow for audio NFTs and video NFTs to be used. But currently we've just got the NFT frame, which supports PNGs, JPEGs, and animated GIFs. And we've got the video streaming platform, which has to be the video audio streaming platform, which has to be directly uploaded to the Sandbox's backend. So. And Joyce asks, do you know when TSB will update the week 3 for Builders Challenge 2 new rank table? So I think the 3 and 4 results were already posted. I know that there's been a lot of discussion around those, and I do know that even at our C level in the company, they're taking this very seriously about the discussions that are going on in the forum and on social media to address creator concerns and try to make it make the whole Builders Challenge a better experience for everybody, or as many people as possible. I think that it's a situation where not everybody is going to be happy. We want to make the most amount of people and the most talented creators the most happy, I think. And we want to reward them for making good stuff in the ecosystem. So it's being looked at carefully. There should be more information coming out about that. Nothing that I can share at the moment. Yeah, and that's part of being a human on planet Earth with other humans, right? if there's somebody happy about something, there's going to be somebody unhappy about the same thing for their own reasons, right? It's very infrequent that you find something that will make everybody happy. but we're gonna try to make users happy and creators happy, and try to make this the best ecosystem for as many people as possible. All right, let's see. There was a question that I saw. Oh, it was Anna Joyce's question earlier, but from YouTube instead of Twitch. I am reading both. It's just sometimes I get stuck on one track. J-Duck says it's the best music I heard all day. Well, thank you. I mean, I didn't make it, but this is, if you look in the bottom right corner, it does say the name of the artist and the audio track for most of the songs in this playlist. So you can look it up yourself. These are royalty free. They just request that they have attribution. They're all on YouTube. Skyhand110 says, I agree, especially if I wanted to make a theater. Yeah, so if you've got, a video file or something, you can, if you go to the Wizzyverse Discord, you can make a ticket there to get a hold of me. Sometimes, like, my Discord and my social medias are a little bit locked down just because I used to get a lot of spam, and it was becoming a big distraction. But if you make a ticket on Discord, you can talk to me about getting your stuff up on that platform. I can't promise that will always be available, but I will see what I can do about it. How are those buildings off the map? So, oops. They're not really off the map. They're just kind of like, you can't pull them any further. They're right at the edge, but when you get to the edge, it stops. See, I'm kind of slamming into the edge here. It'll only let you go so far. Basically, the origin point, wherever the widget is, not widget, what is this? Gizmo. Wherever the gizmo is, can't get off the map. Yeah. Now, we did find that we could spawn things off the map or use moving platforms to get them off the map. And we had a little bit of fun with that a while ago, where we actually would respawn ourselves outside of the map bounds, and we could run around on top of the sky. That was kind of fun. I don't know if that still works. I haven't tried it recently. Okay, so... I got that going. Oh, I was trying to see about... Right, I'm messing up my camera view here. We were trying to get that in the corner. And we're gonna change the start screen to be image welcoming. Ah, that's why it didn't work. Because I had F12 pressed. I had the interface hidden, which is why it didn't show up. Oh, nope, it just does it sometimes, I guess. I don't know the rules. Oh, there it goes. It's back now. I think I like this better, because now it shows you a preview. I kind of wish the lighting effects were working though. You can see the disco lights. That'd be cool. But now you've got a view of kind of your goal, and you can see where we're going to be running around over here. What's the difference between a senpai and a sensei? So a sensei is a teacher. Like, I think it literally means just like teacher. So a sensei can be almost like professor or doctor in some contexts. And it means somebody who has accumulated a lot of knowledge that you can learn from. It's an honorific term. I mean, they're both honorifics, but it's a step above. Whereas senpai is more like an assistant teacher, so like a tutor, a senior classmate, somebody who you see can help you learn, as they have more knowledge than you, but they're not the teacher of the class. They're not the highest level there. When I was in karate, senpai was anybody who was a teaching assistant in the class, because we would have people who were we called it the SWAT team. It was, I hated this name so much, the Special Winning Attitude team. so corny. I think, but what I prefer to students working as teachers was the other acronym for it. And that they were the senpais, and they would assist whoever was teaching the class, and then sensei was anybody who was a black belt. Whether they were teaching the class or not, they were a sensei because they were a black belt. And that went both ways. So a teacher of a class who was, say, like a second or third degree black belt would call first degree black belt sensei, whatever their name was. Free labor is the cornerstone of U.S. economics. What? I think I missed some context. I don't know where we're going with that. Alright, let me back up. I missed some questions here. Somebody needs to meld Magica Voxel with VoxEdit. So you can move those files back and forth. You can open Vox files in both. VoxEdit will automatically convert a Vox file to a VXM or a VXR rig with multiple VXMs if it's a more complicated Magica Voxel file. So Magica Voxel will let you build multiple models in one world space, and if you save that more complicated Vox file and open it in VoxEdit, it will convert that into a rig where it still has the same layout as what it had in Magica Voxel, but it will be a rig with all the multiple models, the VXMs, attached. And so, yeah, I jump back and forth all the time. When I was working on the terrarium, I did most of this work in Magica Voxel, all the texturing and stuff, and then I split it up into various parts, which I don't think, this one's not currently split up. This is a duplicate file, but I took the rubber duck, made a separate model in here. I took all the clouds and floating cities stuff, made it separate models. I took the boat, separated it out, and then I imported this whole thing into VoxEdit so I could animate it. And you can take that animated file, you can still open it in Magica Voxel. You can go back and forth. There's a feature in there called Sync, and it will open up what you're working on in Magica Voxel, and then when you close and save Magica Voxel, you can go back to VoxEdit and you can resync it, and it'll pull the changes you made in Magica Voxel back in VoxEdit. The creator of Magica Voxel is, an independent person. They are very talented, but they are not affiliated with the Sandbox at all, so we can't really influence the way they make Magica Voxel. And there are definitely different features in VoxEdit, like the animation system, which kind of require it to be different from Magica Voxel in a lot of ways. I want to make a backdrop, but didn't want to waste the land space. Yeah, so if you turn... Now, it's going to be different for these buildings, depending on which way you have them turned. So you'll see if we had it turned this... Whoops. We had it turned this way. We would only be able to move it this far out. But if you change it to orient that way, then you can have it stick out further. So as you're making assets for your space, that's something to consider, is what placement you have for the origin and how that affects where you can put it on the land. Garnican says, I have an asset visually identical to the blocks around it, used for fake floors and walls. Unfortunately, the light shines different on it, making it stand out from a distance like an old cartoon. Any suggestions for how to hide it better? That is something that we're trying to improve. So there's a few different things happening there. The light does impact them differently, but I think there's also a difference in the way the color data is processed. So when you are talking about 3D game engines, you end up talking about these things called render pipelines, and it's not the real world, right? We are not physically making this space and rendering it with real light. All these objects, every pixel is calculated in a certain way, and the different types of objects go through different processes to determine what the final color is for that pixel on your screen. So objects that have a different file format might have a different process going through the render pipeline. And if I remember correctly, even animated and unanimated rigs, so a rig with like this where there's collision, let's see, display collision borders. So an object like this where it's rigged but without an animation, compared to an animated object like Papa Smurf here, you could use the same color, the same exact hex in both, and the shade might end up slightly different because of the way those assets are processed. And we're trying to improve that so that way the end results are better. And there's probably going to be other factors involved, like if we switch to a higher bit rendering. I don't remember what bit we're rendering at, if it's the color depth of everything, whether it's like 8-bit or 10-bit. I don't remember what exactly we're rendering at for the color depth, but we could make it go higher in bit depth, and we'll get a bigger range of colors, and that will affect things also, specifically gradients, like in the sky. So I don't really have a good solution. I would say trial and error. Yeah. Now you can do it in ways that don't involve as much trial. You may still encounter a few errors, but you can do it with fewer trials. And what you want to do is create test assets that will let you experiment with color. So we've actually got a basic block here. We've got a couple basic blocks that were used for testing color. Color test opaque and color test emissive. You see that and that. And so you can see that these are made up of all the same colors, but this one has emissive turned on and this one does not. And you can see how different colors glow based on their saturation and brightness. So if you make an asset like this, say you've got some shade of gray or taupe, and you want to have that be a block but also be an asset, and in the background you want to define maybe a range of colors, and this is something you can do in Magic Box with pretty easily. You can say, okay, this is my maximum of whatever that color is, and we can go to that, and then it could potentially go to, say, this and that. And so I can control alt drag and it'll make a gradient like that. And I can make this whole thing a gradient. To define this range of colors here. Now this is a little extreme. You probably wouldn't want to test this many colors. And I might not even do it in here. I might do it in, I would make it like a PNG in Photoshop and then import it as an object. So that way I don't have to manually color this, because this would take forever. This is pain and agony right here. Nobody wants to sit here doing this forever. So make that gradient in like Photoshop. I do have an old tutorial on how to import things into Magic Voxel from PNGs. Let's see if I can find it real fast. This is a very old video, 5 years ago. I uploaded this in June 2019. Where has the time gone? This was my most popular video for the longest time. It might still be my most popular video. 93,000 views. So this is really old. But I think most of the information still holds up. And what I show you how to do in this is make a PNG be imported into Magic Voxel. So the point of this tutorial was to take like a tile set from a game asset pack and do some editing in Sprite, which does have a open source, I don't know if it's open source, but at least a free version. And then you can drop it into Magic Voxel, import the palette. So you could use the same sort of technique of dropping it in, but instead of using a preset tile set, you can make your own gradients in Photoshop. Say I want to go from this hex color to this hex color, and drop that into Magic Voxel. And then when you pull that into the Game Maker, you can compare the blocks to the assets and see how close they line up. And then use that to determine what your final color is going to be, which is kind of how we use something like this. Still not Jackie Chan. I still think about the Andy Ritchie Touche Step Brothers video, and the no power tools was no Magic Voxel. I loved that video so much. That's a classic. That's it's close to my heart. New VoxEdit contest for Kevin DeRug says it's the scene being designed. Is that what that is? So Panda's in the chat. Panda would be the person to ask. I would imagine if you're setting up a scene in VoxEdit, it's going to be something kind of like art. I haven't looked at the contest rules, so I don't actually know what I'm talking about. But it would be something like where's the animated scenes? Here we go. Something like these, where it's it's one asset. Ooh, and I just navigated away from it. It's one asset, but there's a whole scene that plays out. Imagine it'd be something like that. Alright, I'm falling behind in the chat here. Gotta catch up. That underground part is sick. Oh, on the terrarium. Thank you, Ruth. It looks even better in the final asset. Where is it? It's gonna be... Oh, my wife is calling me, so hold on a second and just vibe to some music. She just wanted to know if I had anything to add to the shopping list. What was I looking for? Land terrarium. So yeah, this, I guess you could call this an animated scene too. We got a bunch of things going on that make it an animated scene, right? Whole bunch of stuff. Can you rotate an object in Magic Voxel? No. Well, yes, but only in 90-degree increments or it's destructive. So we take this, we can totally hit rotate, and well, you can type in a specific value there, or we can rotate 90 degrees, so we can do that. Or you can rotate 45, and you can see that it's trimmed off edges where it didn't fit, and everything is stair-stepped now, so it's not a clean 45. We can actually rotate it on multiple axes at the same time. Don't do this. Don't do this if you want to put it in the sandbox, because this makes so many faces. This object is probably well over 1 million faces now, and would not be nice as a mesh in the Game Maker. It would... You're gonna make somebody's GPU melt if you do a lot of these assets, especially if they're animated. And you can keep on, you can do other increments. You can do 15, and then you just keep on spinning it around and basically make objects kind of spheres. But yeah, something like this would fry a GPU. It is highly destructive to your stuff, so be very, very careful. Aw, thank you, PandaPops. PandaPops says Alex is awesome and the city block assets are the best. Thank you. There's a gradients shader in Magicka, I think, or a way to color in gradient quickly. Is there? I haven't messed with the shaders that often, VVox. I've always been kind of like building with Legos. I'm making everything manually. But there are shaders. Where's the shaders? Pattern mode. Why don't I remember how to do things? Pattern mode, voxel shader mode. So the shaders is difficult because you kind of have to look up what the commands are. I don't know if there's like a help. Yeah, you kind of have to look up the stuff. Oh, there's these shaders. Gear, mandible, poly. Make a mandible. Make a gear. So the shaders are cool. And you can get more shaders. There's people who have built really awesome shaders. I think I've even bought some shaders from people, but it's just not something that I've really had to use a lot. I would use them more if I was in Magic Box more often. Quixel, I've answered your question twice already. So, I mean, that's just, you're gonna have to listen to Panda. VVox. Imagine using Sandrush's magic palette for that terrarium. That would be epic. Guess what the first thing I tested was when I got access to Magic Palette? Well, actually, I think technically it was the second thing that I tested out. Will there be reports on the progress of the Magic Palette project? So I think you'd have to check the DAO SIP. It was successfully funded. There may have been information, I don't remember off the top of my head, but there might have been information on reports for it. I think some people had asked for that specifically. I know that if you follow Sandrush on Twitter, they're going to have information about Magic Palette as it has updates. And I know that we in the Sandbox are very interested in using it for our level designers and stuff. So we've been working with them to make sure that they have access to what they need, and we are getting updates on it as well. So there even just in the past couple months, there's been a lot of updates to Magic Palette, because I saw the state that it was in a few months ago, and they made a whole bunch of updates and fixes based on feedback from staff. So they're definitely on top of things there. Sandrush is very good people. Did we happen to do a giveaway yet? Panda, I don't usually do giveaways on this stream, mostly because it's usually just me, but if you want to do a giveaway, you got 23 minutes. You can even hop in a Discord call if you want. I'm in the streaming call in Discord if you want to jump in the voice chat and talk about doing a giveaway. But in the meantime, I'm trying to get this thing published. And yeah, the ducks, I love the duck assets. Panda, and you know what? I'm not even going to ask permission. The ducks thing was Panda's idea. So thank Panda for that. I liked the ducks idea. That was all the influence I had. I was like, yes, ducks. Hey, there's Panda. Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah, I figured you'd be okay with your name being shared. I just noticed this. I never noticed this before. The type of asset you have selected puts a highlight color around it when it's on the library bar. Yeah. I was just wondering why some of these are green. And it's because they're uncommon. And if you do a legendary, it's orange. It's probably done that forever, and I just literally didn't think about it. Alright. Let's see. Was there anything else? We wanted to get this published, so we're going to gameplay. Are we doing a giveaway, Panda? Okay. Did you already say that and I've just been too scatterbrained to realize it? Okay. Yeah, figures. Oh, I'm not reading that. She thinks I read. All right. Awesome level description. We should change that. What do we have for Wizzy the Purple's spider arc? I don't remember. We have Oh. Hi, Panda was muted this whole time.
It's just a private conversation between us.
Yeah. Sorry about that, everybody. Panda's been talking this whole time. Not this whole time, but for the past 5 minutes. Usually, you know, we get this audio stuff all sorted at the start, and I'm already in that call, and I just, you know, we did things out of order today. So.
TLDR. I said another person within the sandbox also was like ducks, and I was like ducks. I helped with the concept art. Well, I say I helped. I came up with the concept art. The amazing people at CellX created the fantastic assets that you get. Giveaway form is for the duck boy. If you own it already, you will not be eligible to win it. So this is for people that do not own an avatar, technically. Or maybe you've already sold yours and you want another one, and as long as it's not in your wallet, when I go to check, then you'll get it. But there you go. Fill out the form.
Cool. Is this minted already?
The duck boy?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's on your claims. August claims. Go claim it.
Well. Oh. Buoy.
Yeah. Oh yeah, not boy, but yeah, buoy. However you say it.
I was like, I didn't have a duck boy. I had an inflatable. What do we call this? It's not an inner tube. It's just a pool toy.
I would
floaty.
just call it an inflatable. Yeah, a floaty, duck inflatable. Yeah. Nervex, no worries. I thought it was a duck. Now somebody needs to make a duck boy. Yeah, if you have filled it out, and I've got so many to give away, but at some point I'm going to have to get creative, because we have a lot. So yeah, we'll see what we can do with some of these giveaways.
All right. So I just had a real simple help Wizzy the Purple deal with an 8-legged problem for the other one. So we're going to say help Wizzy the Green
with his bush problem.
I'll leave him to that. But we do seem to have a raccoon problem. We'll just say help Wizzy the Green clean up his rooftop, garden. Simple. Don't overthink it. And we're gonna adjust the view slightly. Yeah, I really wish we could get the disco ball light effects, maybe like some blur, but it's okay. And file save. And then we're gonna close the experience. Oh, that was real fast that time. And once this is done saving, we're gonna hit launch. Druth says, I don't have any avatars. I'm fine being the only entry.
I just put that they'll be in for a good chance. So they'll be the only entry that can have one.
Garnikin says, confused, is the one called Avatar Owner Monthly Rewards August or something else? Yes, it's that one. Because this is the August.
Yes.
We're in August.
So
right now.
long-winded. It's like every time we've done these, and like even for the first one, the June monthly Avatar rewards, which was the dragon armor set.
Mm-hmm.
Like just saying all of that is such a mouthful. I wish we had like can we shorten AOMRs? Like it's AOMRs August.
Monthlies?
Monthlies? Then it sounds like a period.
Oh no, that's not what I meant.
Here you go. Have your monthly.
I've never heard somebody say it like that, but I can see why. It would be said that way. Oh no.
It's a very British term. Yeah.
I haven't encountered that one yet. I clicked the wrong thing. Alright, we're going to update the splash page. I need to save. It's so cropped. I mean, I guess as you zoom out, it's okay. Minimum size 1920 by 620. Maybe we'll crop it a little. We're gonna kind of center to Wizzy's eyes here, so we're just gonna chop him off at the knees. So that way his eyes are more middle. And a little bit lower, that way we get some more of the hat in there too. Alright, we're still well within size. We're gonna save as new PNG. Banner. Oh no, transparency will be lost. I wasn't using transparency. It's fine. Alright, where did that go? Hey, that looks better. And then we're going to do the full image here. Confirm. Those are the Green City Garden. Flower girls.
games, that's a really good question. If you want to have a few, example 10 different possible places to spawn quest assets, but spawn only 2 at a time, how would you do it?
So that kind of reaches into logic that I can think of a way to do it, but I don't know if the way that I'm thinking of would be the most practical way to do it, because my background is as an artist and not as a programmer.
Are you thinking RNG?
Well, partially RNG. So you could have, because you can set up multiple different messages to make those things spawn, you could have different configurations of them. And so you could have like set A, set B, set C, set D, and it would be, you know, these two or those two or these two, and run an RNG where it sends a message for just one of those sets to spawn. That could be one way of doing it, although I feel like you'd end up with a lot more messages than are needed necessarily for that. Another way to do it would be to have 2 spawns occur, and all of the things that spawn would basically, they would have a switch off. So you would spawn, message 1 would go out and it would spawn to a randomly selected one using the rules system. But it's for quest items, right? Is that the question? Quest
I
assets.
think so.
So the difficulty with quest assets is that the rule system and quests don't speak to each other very well. So there would be a little bit of difficulty in that. It might be okay depending on how you set it up. But if you were to use the rule system to roll a random number, and depending on which number it is, which range it falls into, it's going to pick one of those 10 spots to spawn the first item. I'm just thinking if you disable it, but then it rolls the same one again. I mean, you could check to make sure that it's different than the previous roll. So if you say you're rolling 1 through 10, like you're rolling a dice. You could say you roll a 6. You could save that 6 to a variable saying previous roll, and say that if you roll again and it lands on the same number, then it either repeats the roll or does something like adds plus or minus to change the number. So that way you always get 2 different rolls. So you don't end up spawning the same item or 2 of the item in one location. But then you end up with random rolls. There's a lot of other factors in there about how exactly you'd want to set it up for your particular use case.
I have a winner.
Hey, who's the winner?
So I did decide to try and be fair and use the random number generator instead of just being like, yeah, it must go to Dareth. I spun it 6 times, and everybody owns it when I check their wallet. So the winner is Dareth.
Hey, congratulations.
So yeah, that will be sent probably next week. It will be sent. I am currently waiting on the person who has given me, or who has put aside X amount for me, to send them all to me to then send out. So then there's no like back and forth between 2 people. It's just I can send it out like I did for the June ones.
There you Cool. Well, thank you, Panda.
You're welcome. Thank you for having me. I'll bow out now. Let
All
you
right.
finish up without interruption.
Yeah, just about 5 more minutes. Have a good one.
Thank you, you too. Bye.
All right. I did see another question. Make the acronyms first, then the asset. What is the deal with VoxEdit entries? What becomes of Pepe after the contest? Is Pepe mine or what? Yours to mint? The way all the VoxEdit contests have previously worked, or at least all the ones that I can remember, when you win the VoxEdit contest, you're provided the needed resources for minting, catalysts or what have you. And you mint them, but you own the copies that you mint. I think sometimes, under some circumstances, they might ask that you provide a copy to the team or something for, whatever use is needed. Although, in the past, I know that sometimes Seb has just bought assets. So, like, something may have been minted from a winner of a contest, and then that just gets, Seb just goes, I'm going to buy that. Not saying that, I'm not promising that's going to happen, but things like that have happened. Alright, is there like a consider? There's like a contemplate one, right? Not a dance. Flirt. I remember that one. Just gonna get another view here. All right. If anybody is streaming, I should raid. You should let me know in the chat. Alright, we're gonna save changes. View the page. Page is looking good. Let's hit play real quick. Hopefully everything works. Obviously, I'm still not entirely happy with that potion situation. I'm gonna see if I can get some sort of mechanic working with the rules system, maybe, to make that potion spawn the way I want it to. I didn't update the image. It's probably cached. Then get lit with Boombot. I changed all that. Hey, but this worked. Although, I don't remember it showing these from so far away. Waygate to Spider Art. Oh, you know why it's showing those? Because that's where my avatar is. I mean, like, it shouldn't be showing it way out here, but it's because I spawned there. Help Wizzy the Green clean up his rooftop garden. Hey, Ian the IT guy's already here. Looking around at the artwork. Let's check this out. Give me a quest. Senior Espinoza, he gets mad. He does not make us go flying all over the place. Let's check the NFT details. Looks good. Fill up our water bucket. Oh, I didn't expand the bush radius, but that's fine. Harvest. Our Smurfberry. Back here. What? Okay, so the teleport works, but because of the way I put it down, it took me here a little prematurely. Oh, I hope that doesn't mess up the conversation with Papa Smurf to complete the quest. Okay, good, it did. Okay, so we did make it there. Talk to Boombot. Let's go. Oh, he doesn't start the crowd event. Oh no, we messed up. We messed up, chat. Alright, we'll fix it next stream. I gotta get going. So, let's see who we can raid. Who's playing the Sandbox game right now? I see Biverson Art is live. AU24K just went on. Let's see. Did AU24K just go on? I don't see them. Oh, like just went on. They're not actually live yet. They're in a countdown, I think. Loading in 9 minutes. All right. Well, I'm gonna push you over to somebody who's currently doing something. So go have fun hanging out with Biverson Art building in the Game Maker. So let's raid at Biverson Art. All right. Well, have a great rest of your Tuesday, or whatever day it is, wherever you are. Why is Twitch being weird? It's not letting me... Stop it! It's like trying to auto-complete the commands. Invalid username. What? Did I misspell it? I'm having technical difficulties here. There we go. Okay, raid's created. Alright, go have fun building with Biverson. I will see you all tomorrow for mage raids. I'm going to update the leaderboard because I didn't get a chance to do that Saturday because I was in the mountains dealing with bugs and humidity. Have a great rest of your day.